From Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Poker Night in America. Welcome to Poker Night in America. I'm Chris Hansen, and this guy's never met a horse he doesn't want to ride. He is Joe Stapleton. We're headed back to Vegas for more of the Twitch Celebrity Cash Game.
Coming up tonight, Antonio tries to dig his way out of a $61,000 hole, and Phil Laak explains psychic flow. Apparently, it's not a clairvoyant greasy spoon waitress.
Here's what everyone's got in front of them, and Daniel Negreanu is brand new to the table, and it didn't take him long, Stapleton, to really run it up. Sorry, Jason Somerville.
Well, I mean, if you take a look at things here, Antonio Esfandiari down nearly 60, Daniel up over 60. Those two numbers are not a coincidence.
Blinds are 25 and 50. There's an optional $100 straddle for whoever's under the gun. There's also a 7-deuce game that is on. And as if there wasn't enough money that was going to get put in anyway, a $200 ante from the big one. Blues up to 400 with 9-6. Esfandiari calls. Scott Ball calls with King Queen. Come on, where's the action? Somebody repop this. What do you say, Dan O'Brien?
Dan O'Brien also a pretty big loser in this game. Still straddling though.
Yeah, here comes that 7-deuce up to 2,200. It is yet to win here in Las Vegas on the Twitch Celebrity Cash Game.
He's down 30 grand right now. Starts this episode with a fresh stack of 10K.
In case you're wondering, if you win with 7-deuce in this game, everyone at the table has to pay you an extra $200. So far, 7 deuces cost players combined almost $1.8 million. Scott Ball is all in with King Queen.
Ball. Scott's moving in with King High, and somehow it's the best hand, but he is not going to win this pre-flop.
It matters.
There will be side action between Dan O'Brien and Antonio Esfandiari.
I like our chances. You got good chances here, yeah? It's in worse shape in my life.
Oh, there it is. We finally have a hand with some hope of winning, although Esfandiari's also got the flush draw, but Dan O'Brien flops 2 pair.
This should go part of the way to getting Dan out of the hole, provided another diamond doesn't hit. The money's probably going all in at some point, though.
16.
All in?
Players all in. I think all in.
As you predicted, Stapes, all the money is in the middle.
One of them has 7
Diamonds?
And Dan O'Brien's not showing his cards.
Do I have to show?
Show for fun, guys.
We don't have to.
Esfandiari needs a diamond. Scott Ball needs 2 of them.
King High? Is that the best hand right now?
King high.
He's the nuts, he doesn't want to
Do
show.
7, of course. True.
No, you don't have 7. There's no way.
Looks like they're running at one
There's
time
one brick.
from the appearances.
Scott's drawing dead.
7-deuce hadn't done anything all night, and it finally comes to
Scott Ball is out of here.
In your hand too, you
Yeah,
knew.
no, it's pretty obvious.
taking my hoodie and hitting
Good
the
night,
road.
everybody. This is way fun. This is a lot of fun. Good game, Scott. It was the most fun I've had in a long time, for real.
7, it's almost 100%. Just put it in front
Yeah,
of
it was a lot of
everyone.
fun. Nice hand, Dan.
Yeah. I would take a horse and buggy before I drove.
Okay.
They're equally ridiculous propositions.
God, Denver's probably an awesome city to visit.
It's great, yeah. And I have a lot of my college friends there.
Yeah, Justin and all those
Yeah,
guys.
Justin and Nate.
I just talked to Justin a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
Maybe send me an email.
Did you, what's it called? Did you get a producer credit on that thing, or you didn't do it? On the movie?
No,
I did. I had to.
You did it? Yeah.
I produced it. They're editing
The
it.
last time I put,
My friends just made a comedic short. They live in Denver. They're like comedy troupe.
I executive produced
Really
some
good.
sort of silly documentary thing and never saw anything of it. But I gave him 10 or 20K and never saw anything of it. So
What do you mean?
actually, you know who it is actually?
Oh, you separately. I thought you were talking about the fountain table.
No, not them. No, different guys.
Or to Phil Laak.
Ace 7 suited for Randy. He'll be in.
Phil Laak, what's your silliest investment? Like if you're going to give a warning to the kids at home watching on Twitch who have, $100,000 looking to
When
make
I
an
was
investment.
around 20, I don't know, some mid-20s, I met I basically
Ooh, Randy didn't call, he raised.
4,000, I think was the number, into a photographer was going to take pictures of
Randy raised and got exactly
sneakers,
0
shirts,
folds.
whatever, like sports apparel, and sell. I think
Almost
something
6K
to
in
do
the
with,
pot
like,
as we go to the flop.
see, it was a bad
Is
investment.
it bad investment?
Antonio flops another draw, but those have been working out less often for him than Daniel's
I'll have the
relationships.
studio and then sports apparel pictures and the magazines and the money will come circling through and all I need is $4,000 and I'll have the camera and I can use the apartment while I build out. But for 4 dimes, I'll have this amazing camera and I can start
Daniel
getting
firing with his top
Is this guy
pair.
work
also a
right
friend
away.
to you or just a complete
A friend of a friend.
friend of a friend? type?
And then I felt totally owned. What about like 4 months later, I started hearing through the grapevine that he wasn't working too much. And then one night on New Year's Eve, I just popped into a bar and he was with his friends and there was like, it was like one of these lobster meals with bottles of wine and all. I was like, oh, there's where my investment is going. Yeah, okay, yeah, celebrate with nothing,
That'd be so infuriating.
I was like, okay,
you'd be like one of those, like,
duly
the pop
noted.
there.
And that was when 4 dimes was more than now.
Yeah.
So he raises to 10.
The raise makes a lot of sense. He's got a super strong draw, but if he bricks it, he's got 8 high at showdown.
Folding the best hand now.
We've seen Randy fold and be right. We've seen him fold and be wrong. This is just such a weird spot because you call and you're right because you're ahead, but you're actually a dog to win the hand.
So what's the right call?
I have no idea.
I call.
Call 10,000.
He does make the call.
Whatever. He's like, I'm sorry.
Call.
He leaves himself very little behind. He can't fold now.
You get 3,000 left.
All right, let's see what happens on the turn.
I'm all in.
He's quickly all in. Antonio calls.
I think I had you both beat, almost for sure. Yeah, I had him beat. and I
Things
had
got
both
much
back
better
best
for
hand
Randy
by
on the turn,
100%.
but the river gives Antonio one of his draws
Oh, God.
and a $34,000 pot.
I had the best hand on the flop and folded like I told you. I had the queen 10.
Nice hand, Antonio.
Not now, Daniel.
Got away.
I had the queen 10 and I got away. I got away from Antonio.
Oh, I was ready to go on that one.
No, I bet.
Yeah, you're gonna put in 150K of a straight flush draw.
Wow.
I don't know, it's a pretty bad turn if you call the 10.
And I told you, I have the best hand, but I'm folding because of, what do you call
Psychic
it?
flow.
Psychic flow, 100% psychic flow.
Hey, Stapes, you ever tried Psychic Flow?
No, but I tried Psycho Flow. Turns out not the same thing.
For more from Poker Night, visit pokernight.com or find us on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, where you can see complete episodes and unedited live streams. We're back in Las Vegas on Poker Night in America. This is the Twitch Celebrity Cash Game.
Well, they really give me no credit. Daniel's got me covered on my left. He bets 3,000. He calls 3,000. He's only got 10,000. I raise it to 10,000.
Yeah.
And he just can't help himself with middle pair ace king.
Correctly, I'll
I get
point out.
no credit, Jason. Right?
You put it in right.
I get none.
Credit? I folded
Correctly.
top pair.
Like
missing the
zero
fourth
credit. It's insane.
Randy made the correct decision.
Yeah, he was right too. That's the
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that's
What
why you
percent
get.
did
That's why you
put
get no credit.
Weighted AOT. What
If you turned up
percentage?
10-10 there, you get more
The
credit.
AOT part came in.
Put it at least
8-9.
25.
8-9. Yeah, he's drawing dead.
A little more.
That'll do it.
God, that's so sick.
No one believes it.
And then he turned gin. Absolute gin.
Absolute
3-7.
gin.
No, and then like
3-7.
river, it's like no.
Oh, maximum
How do you lose on
torture.
that river?
I didn't like the turn. I mean, I didn't think you had a 7. It was just such a bad turn card.
Thing is, for 2,300, if he checked the turn, he could check back and save 3,000.
That's
Yeah, by the way, I was going to check
Yeah.
because there's no version of him folding now.
No.
My 8 high is no good.
You might as well save the
I was like, well, if
3,000.
he checks, I'm checking for sure. If I miss, I'm giving up. 3,000 is 3,000.
So Phil Laak's going to try
That's a lot
his
of
luck
diapers.
with 7 deuce against the
say.
Kings from Esfandiari.
Oh man, I think Antonio is likely to get out of the hole a little bit here. Phil's not going to give up on this easily. He's going to think this is a great board to rep his 7 deuce bluff on.
700 was the bet from Antonio. Quick call from Laak. There's maybe a card that Laak thinks he can bluff with.
Is that are you the fruit
Absolutely.
guy? You don't have you're not the fruit guy, right?
It's a terrible thing to call someone.
Nice.
Guy.
Nice. Great line.
Yes, yes,
Dustin's the fruit guy?
Does Phil make his move here? We know he'd be just chucking it into the abyss.
He's the weirdest guy in the world.
He is so weird, but he is the best
He's so
ever. And to use some of Antonio's words, I see no version of this where Antonio folds. Now this is getting juicy.
Here we go.
21,500 in the middle.
Phil Laak will be first to act after we see the river.
So some draws just got there, but not enough that Antonio would really be any more worried.
I check.
Phil's just checked. That means he's either giving up or he's gonna go for some sort of check raise bomb.
And that would be massive because at this point, a bet from Antonio's got to be rather sizable. Yeah,
Yeah.
20,000.
Those pink chips are the big ones.
Wow, why didn't I just check call, check call, check call? Can't do that, right? Randy wouldn't have check called. Randy would just put in the money. Just curious, got to see what he has. But it's gonna hurt if he shows me a bluff, Dan O'Brien. Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Wow. Oh, please show 7 deuce. I'll be happy to pay you 200 for that one.
This is going to be less funny when Antonio doesn't pay.
It teaches us all a lesson about why not to do this.
This is why you don't play home games.
A7, Randy. That's pretty strong. You know what's so sick is I had 8 high and I did not want you to fold. That's how stuck
Oh,
I was.
100%. How could
That
you?
was
I wanted you to
AOT.
call so
How
bad.
could
I'm
you
like,
ever be
please don't
stuck and
fold.
want somebody to fold?
Yeah.
You can have top set, whatever you want. Don't fold.
I'd upset maybe, but.
Yeah,
No, maybe not that.
no. I mean, there's so much money. I would really, realistically.
Jason Somerville, been quiet as of late. Let's change that.
Give me
Jason.
more. Please give me more.
I've been there.
400's the bet from Somerville.
The reverse tell of like, you're in front, but I'm nervous that you're gonna fold. How much money? 4? All right. In.
I would like to see a pastel war of the highest order. Oh, it can't happen now. Elke got Switzerland did that. Get in there, Swiss style. Oh, I shouldn't have check raised. Randy, you would have just flat. You might have. Yeah, you got to check raise that hand. You got to check.
What, to 10?
How can I not check?
Okay.
Check raise. Some
These
hands-
guys are maniacs.
It's like, wait a minute, I have the worst
Elke's
hand.
all in. Side pot between Daniel and Antonio. They've got so many chips behind. This pot could get huge.
I just leave in front. Whatever, we'll figure it out.
now, but.
I got good cards, man.
Yeah, that's so sick. I'm not judgy.
Elke's 10s are holding.
No, get him in the pot with this guy. He might beat me for 80,000.
Could be the biggest. That could be the biggest pot on poker
Green tea.
night in America.
Decisions on Esfandiari.
I'm going to learn so much about how poorly I play.
Wonder how many times that record's gonna get broken today.
That's
Biggest
the
pot
side pot?
played on poker night in
That can be
America.
right. There's a lot around that
Should be
right?
69 times 2, right?
Is that?
No, he had.
At 30.
Oh, God. Side pot confusion.
It's okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna
so
fold
many
my big
chips.
hand anyway. You got anything?
No. I'm taking
Hold
this.
on, hold on, hold on.
So Daniel folds the better of the 2 hands.
In the middle.
I was gonna raise if you lived. If you called, I was gonna raise.
I did not like your call.
And kids, this is why you tip your dealers.
3 plus my 4.
Oh, then you have
times
draw,
7.
The amount of math and figuring and dividing right now is crazy.
But you got 8 experts at the table all trying to tell you what to do.
What is this? This is my 10,000. Right?
See?
You said 13.8.
So Antonio should get 13.8.
13. 8. All right.
What do you think dealers' spouses say when they come home and say, "So,
Free roll,
honey,
right?
how was your day at work?"
Damn it.
They're usually other dealers.
God, we didn't see the turn.
Good point. They can feel the pain.
So look at that. Good job by Antonio getting Daniel out of the pot. He would have beat Elke. As it stands, Elke's going to triple up.
Nice doing business with you. You're slowing down the game.
I'm
Do you
not
realize
slowing
that?
down.
You're slowing down the
Okay,
game.
pick one.
Can you not use a card that's not in the deck?
King. 2-7. Let's go. There it is. So now
Welcome back to Poker Night in America, the Twitch Celebrity Cash Game. I swear they're celebrities.
Right. And now
You can basically see, you know,
And at the beginning of each hand, you see the chips the fella has.
or you
instead
can
he
ask
use
for
against
another
it.
river card. Right? You can play like, I want a different river.
Reveal the river.
You have like all different types of powers.
Everyone
It's like
has a
Hearthstone,
everyone
right?
has a super.
How do you distribute the powers, though?
Huh?
How do you
gets the same
distribute the
number of
powers?
Everyone gets the same powers. So you start.
That's so sick.
Oh, I see.
You start with like 4 or 5
You gotta
powers.
create those powers and make the chips and make
I
that
love it.
happen.
I'm in.
You start with
Next
the powers,
let's
and
go to the
then
next
you can only
Pokemon
use them
in
once
America.
per session. Obviously, once you lose it, you're done.
Yep. And you can't quit the game unless you're broke.
So once per session, though.
You can't quit unless you're broke.
But then you're
That
done.
rewards
You
playing
can't do it
short
again.
sessions, though. That's the problem. Doing it once per session is hard, though, because if you play for 12
You have
hours
to-
and
if
somebody
you get
comes
up,
in
you
for 2
forfeit your
hours.
chips. That's it. If you quit the game, your chips go into the next spot.
That's
the
a
fun-
sick power. That's a
You just
lost
can
power.
never, ever.
You can never quit.
You're not allowed to.
No, you quit, and then you lose all your powers.
No, if you ever get up, you can't take your chips.
Have you ever played in a game that had a mandatory number of hours you had to
Talking
play?
about a
No, we can play that way.
Hearthstone-style poker game.
Oh boy.
Because otherwise, you could use all your powers in one hand and be like, I quit.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You have to play a certain number of hands or something. I don't know.
Right.
Or I would suggest like every 50 hands you get restocked on your...
Or no, it's just a $50,000 penalty if you quit with in your.
50,000 might as well be no, make
Okay,
it a rule.
10,000, whatever, some number that matches
Yeah.
the game.
You might
At
as well
some
just
point,
blind out.
yeah, you might as well make it a 600K penalty. I mean, no one's gonna
Whatever, I'm
quit.
just saying, make it.
So Maria's bet got rid of 2 opponents, but Daniel's not ready to give up on his queens just yet. Ooh, and he picks up a flush draw on the turn.
One Baron, 9 months, 10.
He's pretty unlikely to fold to a bet here, too.
Oh man, think about that. We could make it into a brand, sell some T-shirts, subsidize the cost of the whole production. Turn it into a business.
Stuff too,
That's
right,
it. You turn it into a business. Make it a brand. Make it a thing. Do some public appearances. Make like the grand finale of like a charge thing. You have to watch pay-per-view. You know.
You stream it.
You stream it. Yeah, of course you stream it. Of course.
Why don't we charge for our shows, Tapes?
Do we not?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we
Another
should
idea
totally,
potentially here.
we
The
totally
little
charge
seedling
for
has been
this.
created.
Partner up with you on some.
And now we all have that idea,
ready.
too. Does anyone have a pen?
That's how I run it up again. It was just a little baby idea, and then it just grew and grew and grew into an oak
much?
tree.
36.
Damn.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Probably has ace-7. It's good. Can't beat it.
Good fold.
This is what I said.
Or something like that.
The young lords.
Damn, Daniel.
I can do whatever I want. How about that?
True. When you have Daniel money, you can do whatever you want.
Call's fun. See if
You know, Antonio, that some of his Daniel money used to be your money.
But you don't feel like punishing me, so.
No, that's why I folded.
If it was Antonio.
For me, for sure.
Oh, hey, with all that money, I'm never folding 4s. Well, a lot of good things could happen.
Queen Jack for Phil Laak.
Here comes Phil Laak.
Look at that.
Genius
Look exactly
played.
that.
You played it. By the way, you haven't butchered this hand yet, Phil. This feels like you've done all
Couple
right.
spades for Randy Lou.
Randy, do it. Do it, Randy.
you know
Do
what
it,
I
Randy.
had?
Do it, Randy. He can't call. You know that.
And one of the first time of the day was pretty sick, so it's like
Yeah.
Antonio Suarez, Phil Lims. No, somebody just Suarez.
Bro, listen to
Look at
this.
Randy
Somebody
getting
just throw it,
loosey-goosey. 3-betting the king 8 suited.
500.
On the button.
Would you pipe down, Stapes? I'm trying to catch Elke's recipe for enchiladas.
4,500.
Ace Jack.
The green sauce is
8,600. They
fantastic.
both have 15K.
It's serious business when the French make Mexican
Ace
food.
Jack. They both have Ace Jack.
Really? You called?
What? 8,000 and I'm never
Yeah, yeah.
folding.
I mean, you did put Antonio on Ace 8.
Yeah.
It was only one card off, though, to be honest.
1,300 is the bet
Oh,
from Lou.
finally. I
A call
love it.
from
This
Locke.
looks good.
Locke's
There's
got
potential.
top pair. Lou's got
We
a
have, like, less
hope
than an
and
hour.
a
Let's play
dream
fast if we
that
can.
something can happen on the turn, and look at that, spade draw.
And Phil Laak really does not want to improve to a flush.
You only play on your computer, Daniel, or you play on the tablet too?
What's
Hearthstone? You only play Hearthstone on the computer?
Yeah.
Daniel had no idea what he just asked him.
All joking aside, Elke is a super nice guy.
Nothing.
It's just we
yesterday the
can't
tweet was
understand
great.
most of what he's
Someone
saying.
said, I noticed that, what was it?
You're fighting. You're
You're
fighting.
like, he says, you're balding and fatting.
Fatting,
Like,
that's right.
balding and fatting.
No, you hashtag board.
Hashtag bald.
Hashtag board.
Hashtag bald fatting.
If Daniel Negreanu is balding and fatting, what are we doing? Stapes.
Super fatting.
Hashtag Uber balding.
Fattering.
Your hairs in the burger, that's why.
Baldering.
Diabetesing.
Randy, to get there.
But when you have your hairs in the burger,
One time it's late. Come on.
I think I have
One time, Randy.
One time.
By the way, Randy Lou's all
Randy
in.
needs to get there.
I think I have.
Randy needs to get there for
I have
sure.
some,
That bet made
out.
no sense.
Do you have a fully full?
Guys, let's go.
I'm not slow rolling yet.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, I need a spade, I think.
That's you, Phil. Phil, you win.
Really?
Wow. He's got top pair of flush draws crying. What a baby.
Well, I wanted a spade because I
Let's
thought
go,
he had
let's go.
king.
Yeah, you did not want a spade.
We're going to take a short break. Now, don't you go balding and fatting on us. Closed captioning is brought to you as a public service by Poker Night in America. Well, let's go over to seat 6. It's hard not to notice that number because it's at 6 figures, Stapleton.
Antonio might be in for 150, but he's only down 15. Both Dan O'Brien and Scott Ball have left the game down 15,000, and Randy Lou is stuck 40K.
Nice little run by Antonio at the end of the night.
Yeah, he is climbing out of his hole like that dude from 127 Hours. Next time, as we close out our day at the Celebrity Cash Game, we'll have to see if he cuts his own arm off.
For the sake of the people who have to clean the table, I hope he doesn't. For more Poker Night in America, go to pokernight.com to see unedited live streams and complete episodes. For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Hansen. Check us out next time right here on Poker Night in America.
I told you, I have the best hand, but I'm folding because of, what do you call
Psychic
it?
flow.
Psychic flow, 100% psychic flow. How do I fold for 7,000 top pair, backdoor flush draw? Psychic flow.
Spirit radar.
Yeah.